Hi everyone, my name is Tim, and welcome to the channel. For those of you who recognize my voice, you might know me from, uh, you might know me as Akiba Tim from the Akiba Corner YouTube channel. Even more obscure than that, maybe you recognize my voice from some of the old BN-Game YouTube channel videos. Used to do a lot of the classic capture series, some of the region locked, and some other stuff. Um, it's been quite a while since I've posted up a video. Um, it's been quite a while since I posted up any kind of content, really. Um, my Instagram has been the most active, so if anybody still follows me on there, maybe you kind of have an idea of what I'm going to be talking about, and if not, I invite you to go check out my Instagram at PixelJinxed, Pixel JINXD. Check it out, and you'll see, a lot of the work I've been doing lately. Well, lately and over the past couple of years. But yeah, I mean that kind of brings me to the point of the video. I am doing this video because I've been wanting to make content again. And I kind of thought of a way that I can kind of make videos that's not high pressure, doesn't take a lot of time, and yet still easy enough to try and get something out. And so the format of these videos is going to be very loose. I might bounce around what I'm talking about. I might start going off on my own tangents on maybe not quite what the video is showing. And then also, I'm going to try and keep these to anywhere between, say, 15 to 30 minutes. Just because, as you can see, I'm drawing in the background, although I'm not actually drawing. This is a screen capture from something I worked on recently. It was one of my school projects, which we'll jump into that in a little bit. But yeah, I mean, I'm going to be doing like screen captures of me drawing or, working on the projects that I'm working on. And I'm just going to kind of vamp and just talk over them, just either explain what I'm doing, the process. Some of the stuff is going to be vlogish, kind of where I'm at, what's going on. And yeah, so I mean, it's a lot different than pretty much any other video I've ever tried to do. I've never actually done like a vlog, so this is a very, very first time thing for me. But I mean, I have considered doing it before, and I just think right now it's the easiest thing I can put out, because I want to kind of grow an online presence again. So that kind of brings me to the rebranding and refocusing. Over the last 4 years, well, let's say 3.5, because I still have about a half year left to finish up my college degree. So over the last 3.5 years, I decided to go back into college, mainly because during the pandemic, lockdown, I had so much time on my hands that, like a lot of people, I decided I wanted to learn something new, try something I really hadn't tried before, which, I mean, game dev was something I did try, when I was 18, a very, very long time ago. But it ended up, with me experimenting, oh, well, let me just take one class, and then that turned into another class, and now I'm down to 4 classes left, besides the 2 I'm currently working on, and I've actually already registered for my next 2 classes, which will be interesting once those come around, but that won't be for a few months. They have really, really early registration in my current college, so I'm already locked in for my next 2 classes, and then my final 2 will be January to June next year. And then I'll finally have a degree in animation and game design, something I've been trying to do for quite a while. But yeah, over the last few years, I've been taking classes to create video games, um, and, and do animation. I mean, they're kind of one and one, or one goes with the other. But yeah, I've created a couple games already. I mean, they're games in the sense that they're playable and they are, well, they're playable. I mean, that's one way to put it. I want to say they're sort of finished. There is code that is in both of them that doesn't work. That keeps me from saying that it's actually completely done. Um, but I mean, they are in a state where they can be played. I want to say they're in alpha stage. Um, I wouldn't say that they're ready to be beta tested. Although, I mean, I'm willing to have people play them. I and depending on how things go, maybe I'll make a Dropbox link or something that people can download it and give it a try. But yeah, I mean, my life has over the last few years has been refocusing on basically trying to get into a career of doing something that I want to do rather than just doing something to get a paycheck. Uh, and I mean, that's how I've lived most of my life. It's just like, oh, okay, well, I'm good at management, so I've been doing that for years, and I mean, it's not bad. You know, I have a decent job and whatnot, but I, like a lot of people, I figured out it's like I'm only gonna live once, so I wanted to give it a shot again, and I'm better than I thought I was gonna be at it. So, I keep impressing myself, which is it's something. But I do still have a long way to go, and I'm, you know, I with the current state of the industry, with a third of people laid off, and almost every week there's another 1 to 5 studios closing. It is looking like it's going to be hard to get, even harder to get in now. But I mean, that's part of the journey. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's just I've been refocusing my life. I've had to sacrifice a lot in order to get the time I need in the little time that I have, to just learn what I want, learn what I'm trying to learn, put it into practice, complete my projects, and just, kind of inch my way forward. Um, yeah, it's been a lot of work, and I'm hoping it's going to end up being worth it in the end. Everyone else around me keeps telling me, yeah, it's going to be. But with all the news going around, either in the animation industry or the game industry, it's a little discouraging. But I'm also hoping that things will normalize soon, and we'll just take it from there. But either way, I'm not giving up, and I'm gonna keep trying, keep improving, and just keep working on everything. Um, so yeah, I mean, like I said, that's the kind of refocusing aspect of the last few years. Um, and then now there's rebranding. Um, for quite a while, I was going by. Well, I mean, I've gone by so many things. Alchemy Rose, Sinister Heart. I've gone kind of over a lot of things over the years, and I don't even remember when I actually officially rebranded myself. Um, I want to say it's maybe been 6 months, or maybe closer to a year. I always like kind of. I always I always can't remember exactly how long it's been since I've done things. It's just time is so blurred over the last few years with just constantly having to be working on projects and other things. Um, but anyways, yeah, I did the Akiba Tim thing for quite a while, and I mean, there's nothing wrong with it, and I'm still that person. I still love anime. I still watch it when I can, though I'm not buying a whole bunch of merch anymore just because I don't have the space for it. Also, I've been investing heavily in equipment and stuff, for what I've actually been working on. And then also just time wise, it's, I really have no free time anymore to keep up with every new season of anime like I used to. Um, so I've just been kind of, you know, I watch it when I can. Yeah, so either way, though, it's like, Akiba Tim was a phase, or well, I guess I call it a phase, but not really a phase. Like I said, it's still neat, but it's just Akiba Tim was its thing with Akiba Corner, and you know I'm always willing to go back to it. I'm not. I still don't think we're ever saying Akiba Corner's dead, but um, I don't foresee anything being made again, or maybe even in the near future. We're just kind of at different points, and we're busy in different ways. Um, but that's why it's kind of like Akiba Tim was Akiba Corner, and I'm kind of moving on to being a game developer or an animator, and that's where I just kind of felt like I need to refresh. I need to re I guess reinvent is one way to put it, but um, yeah, I just felt like it's time to kind of let that go and yeah, rebrand into you know this is what I am now, because I know when we first rebranded into Akiba Corner, it was kind of we did it specifically because we had comments when we were doing the very first episodes of, I guess, what you could call Akiba Corner, as 1-to-1 scale, if I remember the title right. I think we only did like 2 or 3 episodes like that. Then we're like, oh, everyone says they love this, but they don't want to subscribe because they're not into video games. They just like the anime and the toys. Um, and so, yeah, it's kind of that issue. It's like, some people have certain interests and they don't want to follow, someone doing that. And that's where it's like, yeah, I was Akiba Tim because we had branched off and did our thing, and now I'm kind of branching off from that to do another thing. And so yeah, so that's why I decided to rebrand myself. And I say, I keep saying rebrand like it's something, but it's like I am becoming a commercial artist. I am going to be trying to actually sell my art and work to produce work that is for commercial use. You know, not like some artists where it's just like, oh, they do paintings and stuff and it's art for art. I'm actually going to try and become an artist for a living. So that's where, yeah, you do end up having to become your own brand. And so that's why, yeah, I changed my Instagram handle. I've pretty much changed it on everything, especially, um, I'm surprised I actually got what I wanted. It's not with a number or anything like that. I know I always had the 707 in my things, and that's its own thing. Um, but that's like completely unrelated. But I actually got the name I wanted, which is Pixel Jinxed. Um, as far as choosing that name, I mean, I'm just kind of a nerd, so I wanted. I'm a nerd trying to, I guess, emphasize becoming a digital artist, so of course the name has to have pixel in it. Um, and as far as Jinxed, it's kind of two things. I mean, I don't know exactly how much I can or I don't know exactly how to explain it, but it's kind of like I've had quite a bit of bad luck through my life. At least that's how I've seen it. Um, I've also been told I'm a jinx, or I have jinxed things, or things that causes jinxes. I've been told that quite a few times by quite a few people throughout my life. I remember I worked with somebody. My car got stolen twice in like 1 month, and telling me, "Oh, your car's a jinx. You have to sell it." like, no, it's not that it's jinxed. It's that it's a Honda. That's the easiest thing to steal. So, I mean, that's part of where it came from. And then I guess the other part is mainly because I really love Jinx from League of Legends. For other people who don't know her from League of Legends, it would be Arcane. I just love the character, love the design, love the weaponry. So it's kind of a double meaning there. Just like one of my favorite characters, and just kind of an outlook on life. Which, if you know anyone who knows me real well knows that I'm usually a big pessimist. It's one of those things I've been working on in life, trying to look at things a little more positively. But I'm also a realist, and it's very hard. But yeah, so yeah, that's the rebrand. Um, and I mean, it was kind of a big decision. I was really unsure whether to do it or not. And an artist I follow on YouTube, got it, probably gonna butcher it, Vespertio. Uh, she's an Italian artist who does some like art lessons and other things. But she did this really long video on, you know, why why she had rebranded, and it basically made a lot of sense to me. That it's like, yeah, it's just time for something new, and I know a lot of stuff has kind of been holding me back from the past. So it's kind of like, I don't know, it's part of the process, and I just thought, you know what, it makes sense. And then, like, I had said before, it's like, there are people who have followed me because it's like, oh, you're the anime guy, so I follow you because of this, and it's kind of a way to say it's like yes, I'm still that anime guy, but I'm doing something different now. And since I'm doing that different thing now, I kind of just, want to start fresh, clean slate, and yeah, so that's what we are now. Alright, so I've been going on for a bit now. Um, like I said, these videos I'm going to try and keep anywhere between like 15 and 30 minutes, depending. Um, also, it's mainly because it's like just a voiceover over the video where I'm actually drawing, so um, depending, maybe I speed it up so it ends. Maybe I don't know exactly how I'm gonna do it. I mean, these videos they're gonna evolve over time. Um, so yeah, I mean, maybe I'll cut off the audio and just say, if you want to finish watching what I was doing in here to the progress where I stopped, feel free to keep watching. If not, maybe the audio will end when the video ends. Like I said, these things are going to be kind of loose, and I'm still not quite sure exactly how I'm going to, do them. But, yeah, I mean, I'm going to try and get things into, like, a standard format and whatnot. So, what you're watching now, I'm actually recording this not while I'm watching the video, but I do know what the video was from. So I'm not going to say, like, oh, this is what I'm doing here, but maybe some other videos I'll do that. But no, I mean, what you're watching here now is me working in Toon Boom Storyboard Pro. Specifically, this is Storyboard Pro 21. That's the version that my college is using, and there are some compatibility issues going between the different versions. So I'm using that at home and also using it in class, because I do have to work on it during lab time. So, but anyway, the project you're looking at is actually one that I completed already. The full final version, I'll link it below, is up and posted. It's actually been posted for a bit now, because this was my midterm project for the class. Um, but yeah, so I'm working on a storyboard animatic. I had to make a music video for a song that I chose. The song that I chose for this one was Secret Crowds by Angels and Airwaves. Um, for people who know me, I'm a big Blink 182 fan and a big fan of Tom DeLonge, and so uh, this is a song that was one of the first ones that popped into my head when I knew I had to do this project. Um, I probably listened to I probably had like 10 or 15 songs in my head, and I probably listened to 10 and just kind of mulled over them and chose the one that gave me the most ideas of how I would want the story to go and everything. And this one was the choice that just like, it's not kind of out there with music choice. It's got, enough where I could kind of make a pretty good story, I thought, and make it go with the music. And so, yeah, I mean, that's why I chose that song. I probably could have gone through more to, make it a little better, but yeah, this project is one that I've worked on for about 5 weeks, which actually, if you total up the actual time that I honestly put into working on it, it was more like 4 or 5 days. But I mean days, like working 16, 20 hours on it. I mean, there's probably 60, I'd say about 60 hours it took me in total to do this project from start to finish complete. Um, and I mean, I'm really happy with the way it came out, but uh, it could always use. It needs some polishing. I mean, originally I was going to do the 5 minute version, but really, time constraints made it where there was no way I was going to actually be able to do that and then be beyond the time constraint. The professor actually also wanted us to kind of limit the songs to 3 minutes, just because, you know, he's got to grade them and go through them, and then we're also showing them in class, and so that kind of made it where, you can't have everyone having 5-10 minute songs and still, be able to show everybody's in one day. So Uh, I didn't quite have the time to get through some of the story points that I originally wanted to do, and then other points, um, I wasn't able to flesh out the story as well as I would have liked in those areas. Uh, I also ended up having to rush some of the drawings because I procrastinated a bit, and even beyond that, I was just in a rush at the end crunch to get the rest of it done, by the deadline, because as it is, I finished it like at 2 in the morning, and it was due at like 8:30 in the morning, so I finished it with a few hours to sleep left. But yeah, this was a big project, and it was one that I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do. I have another project coming up, which a lot of the next videos will probably be of, which is going to be an original story for a storyboard animatic. I've already got the ending flushed out, but I'm actually working with someone I know on basically like the rest of the script and narration, because there's going to be a lot more to this one, including voiceovers and um, you know, background music, sound effects. It's going to be a bit more of a production, and I've only got about 4 more weeks to work on it, because I got about 5 weeks on each project. I have another one that's already posted. It's a kind of redesigned storyboard for a McDonald's commercial. That one turned out okay, but that one, uh, yeah, I mean, I did that one probably in a day because I really procrastinated on that one. Um, I'm getting better on that little by little also. But yeah, these storyboards have been pretty cool. And these future videos are not only going to be me drawing and storyboards. There'll also be a mix in of game development stuff. Um, Mainly right now, I'm taking like an intro to VR class. So I'll be posting kind of at the point I'm at now. I've already finished building the two environments that I'm going to be using. I might still work on some improvements to them, but now it's really at the point where I'm going to be like exporting them and actually getting it onto a headset using Google Cardboard. Um, and so anyway, I mean, I'll do some videos where I'm working in Unity on the project, and really I'm doing this because some of the people that follow me on Instagram, at least, where I've posted some stories or reels about working on this stuff, have kind of been liking seeing the journey, and I kind of wish I would have decided to do this a bit earlier, but um, yeah, I didn't think of it, and I'm also not used to doing kind of screen recordings myself, but um, I've had to do them for my classes, so I've gotten a lot more used to it. So this is also, I mean, this is just a way to make content. It's a way to learn some new skills because I'm also a little unfamiliar with video editing. I've spent most of the years I've done any kind of editing on audio. Um, but yeah, I mean, it's one way to learn skills, put myself out there, get a little better at speaking. Even even though I'm not talking in front of people, it's still hard enough to get these videos started. I mean, every time I do the "Hello, my name is Tim" intro, it probably takes me 15 or 20 tries to get past tripping over my tongue or just doing some other stuff. But yeah, I mean, there'll be some more videos to come. I'm gonna try and do these once a week. Like I said, I mean, um, they're gonna vary in time, and eventually I'll get them kind of standardized and to a certain point. But yeah, until then, hopefully you like this kind of content. Let me know. Leave any comments, questions below, suggestions. I know the audio on this might not be good, but that's also because I recorded it while I was driving. And believe me, I drove safe. I wasn't looking at the thing. I just hit the record button before I started driving, and basically I'm just talking to myself in the car. So that's one way to do it. All right, so please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.